Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is KAMILIA binti SARIMAN. My matrix number is 273195, and today we are from Group 4. I'll present to you about the ethical issues about JNT Express. So JNT was found in 2015 by Jet Li and Tony Chen. So JNT is one of the top-notch that were modernized as a e-technology-based express delivery with the tagline "Express your online business." So the meaning behind the tagline is JNT encourage more people to do online business, and they will deliver the seller product to the customer with their services. JNT have many competitors such as Pulse Laju, DHL, and GD Express. In 2000, during the pandemic COVID-19, people are not allowed to go out for window shopping. So people will use online shop as shop platforms such as Shopee, Lazada, and Zalora to buy things what they want. So JNT is one of the courier that online shop use as their reliable courier. So every online shop always have their own promotion events such as Shopee, which is Shopee 12/12 birthday sale, and Lazada, which is Lazada 12/12 sales. So with this, there will be expected more parcel for JNT to deliver, but there is one incident that went on viral in social media, where the workers recklessly throwing all the parcel and boxes and lead to mishandling the packages. So from that incident, many people want to avoid using the JNT Express as their courier because afraid of their goods being destroyed or damaged. So this incident, it proved that the incidents really ruined the good name of the company, and ethics is very important in every company to ensure the company will always have a good relation with the customers. So, for the case summary, from the ethical case of JNT, there were a protest and riot over the viral video of the workers throwing customer parcels. So from the incident, many people were angry and want to boycott JNT services, and this led to JNT cut down their employee bonus. So start from the issue, many people asked JNT to take fully responsible for the damaged parcel or broken items. So JNT also want to apologize to all customers about the misunderstanding and misconduct of the goods behalf of their employee, and promise to pay the compensation if the goods that were carried by the JNT rider are damaged and the items will arrive in the hand of the customers. So, for the ethical awareness, therefore the ethical issue by the JNT is employer ethics and non-integrity. So ethics is a standard of the morally good and bad, or morally good or wrong. Issues of ethics always happen in the workplace. Workplace ethics are the dynamic side of the obligation that can embrace the workplace with ethical practice. With this, it is able to increase the productivity and uphold the integrity. From the research by Osman Ayub in 1989, he said that the workplace ethic is also looked in relation between the employees and the employers. Apart from that, integrity is the act of behaving honorable, profession to manage or solve the problems of the client. So, if the employee have the integrity, we believe that the client will always have a positive image to the company. So, this will lead to an unethical action and non-integrity action by the JNT employers, due to JNT employers are not consult with the employees about making changes on their bonus. So, the JNT employers work hard for the salary and maintain their life, but the JNT employer easily cut off their bonus and make them frustrated. So this lead to the workers cause the confusion over the bonus and do the violence to express their anger. This shows that the JNT Express management is non-integrity and the employer is unethical because they vent their emotion towards the customer parcel. So, JNT Vice President Jason Ren admit that this is their fault with their management because they will also be formulated with a special regulation and management method. So with making adjustment of bonus without telling the employees, this action is very unethical for them. For an example, unethical behavior in business is mistreating employees, and make adjustment of bonus without telling employees, this is also considered as a mistreating employees. So because some of the employees, they did not know how to calculate the bonus and they should take, and some of them are in confusion and do not know how to complain. So apart from that, no matter the problem happen under JNT Express employer or the staff, the image of JNT Express has been affected. So to be concluded, JNT management is non-integrity and the employer will be faced with the law and policies. This issue also went viral, but JNT Express employer did not take any action to their employees until the issues of the cut-down bonus exploded. JNT Vice President SYAHIRAN said that they will be training their employees, and the employer must be more alert and be integrated. If there are any adjustment, they must consult with the employer first. So, the employer must be ethical of caring about their employees, so to perceive that they are the assets of the company. Therefore, the image of JNT Express will be raised and negative issues will be eliminated.
Assalamualaikum and hi to all. My name is Muhammad bin KIDAM, matric number 272002. We are from Group 4 and my presentation will cover topics about awareness of stakeholders, ethical reasoning and ethical suggestion. First topic that I will cover in this presentation is awareness of stakeholders. Every organization, regardless of size, nature, structure, or purpose, has stakeholders who assist in shaping an organization's direction, including employee affairs. A stakeholder is any individual or entity who influences or is influenced by the company's success. There are two types of stakeholders in the business sector: internal stakeholders, who are involved in the administration, and external stakeholders, who are not members of management but are indirectly impacted by the company's actions. JNT took a big hit with the viral video circulating the internet. However, the employees' bonus depends on the hours of their work. For example, long-term employees will get a bonus for full 1 year, while employees who are new will get a bonus depending on how long they have worked. JNT provides year-end payments after comprehensive consideration, in accordance with Malaysian bonus rules and regulations and labour law. The issue occurred because JNT hired temporary employees due to the rapid increase in the number of packages during the movement control order period. As such, temporary workers are only given basic training and brief knowledge in a short period of time. However, JNT admitted they were at fault and issued an apology, explaining about their bonus system for employees, which was the cause of the dissatisfaction and misunderstandings. Therefore, employers are urged to always relay correct and sufficient information to employees to avoid any misunderstandings, as communication is key. Based on the issues discussed, the stakeholders involved are the employees. Both parties must communicate and come up with a solution instead of directly voicing out on social media, which may worsen the situation. Ethical reasoning has two characteristics, namely the feature of highlighting good actions and bad actions. The premises and assumptions that are used to make judgments, both factual and inferred, should be known and stated explicitly. Second, the facts used to support a person's decision should be correct, relevant, and complete. Ethical reasoning standards should be consistent. When there is an inconsistency during a decision, one or more of the standards must be changed. The ethical reasoning that can be seen in JNT Express is from employees and management. This is because one of the main goals of ethical reasoning is to obtain a clear focus on issues in order to make it easier to behave in ethically acceptable ways. The employees acted to damage the customer's package, where the protest would cause the name of JNT to be tarnished, while the management failed to provide accurate information to all employees, which caused misunderstandings and dissatisfactions. Conclusion: JNT Express determining who should be engaged in the decision-making process and how the choice should be achieved is frequently a difficult task. Leaders will feel obligated to include a community representative in meetings if a decision would have a direct impact on the local community. Similarly, decisions with a significant ethical component might benefit from consensus rather than flat decision-making to demonstrate that the alternative is consistent with an organization's declared ideals. The implementation of a strong work ethic will assist the organization's need in all aspects, as it does not only have a positive effect on the company but also the people around it. Every employee wishes to work for a company that operates in a reasonable and ethical manner. One of the most essential personal ethics is patience. Patience does not imply that we are easy to be around or that we act solely on the advice of our superiors, but diligence in carrying out the responsibility that has been entrusted to you. This patience approach will help develop a positive mindset and high ethical standards. Patience will also motivate others to work harder and not give up before a job is completed. The current demanding and ever-changing business conditions, together with society's myriad needs, necessitates those with a patient temperament. Furthermore, the company should provide guidance and guidelines to measure the efficiency of compliance and the degree of competence that can be attained by an organization. With the compliance guidelines, and system of processes should be able to accomplish a number of goals, including evaluating the organization's success towards the company's goals, allowing management to see what has been accomplished, receiving input, and rewarding those who deserve it. Next, employees should find a way to interact effectively within a company. It can be cultivated by fostering open communication between management and employees. For example, meetings on a monthly basis to discuss issues related to the management of the company. It is important to have good communication in order to ensure that all information is correctly delivered and reach everyone on time. It can help enforce a good work ethic with each staff member, providing clear information and guidelines on the discipline that must be followed. Involvement of management is also essential. By demonstrating integrity in executing a job, management should set a precedent for subordinates. The philosophy of leading by example must be implemented so that any positive action can be transformed into a community, which in turn promote a positive work climate. Workers who conduct their jobs ethically should be rewarded or appreciated. This can boost employee morale and encourage healthy competition. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL. My metric number is 273769. So today I'll be presenting about the ethical decision making, ethical lesson, and also conclusion. Based on the problems raised about JNT, it was discovered that there were staff who sought to express their displeasure by discarding client shipments at random. Customers are emphatic that this behavior is repulsive. So from this issue, a solution has been developed in which these workers must be professional in their job, and employers should not create an environment of prejudice against employees in order to avoid generating misconceptions. So in order to make an ethical decision making, there are some steps that need to be taken care of and need to argue with the existing moral principles. The first is to identify the problem. This is because sometimes we may see something that is one way of doing work, but we don't think to question the ethical nature. For example, there may have been employees who had difficulty controlling their emotions at work and did rude things such as throwing customer parcels. But it is not good if all employees see this as a common thing and did this and they didn't think that they did something wrong, because the customer perception of this matter is the opposite. The second step in ethical decision making is to identify the issues involved. In this step, many parties need to consider as an example of what consequences should the company bear as well as the employees. Also, if no action is taken, what is the worst case scenario? In this context with the JNT issue, the misunderstanding between employers and employees following the reduction of wages can be concluded that companies must deal with the attitude of employees who try to protest for the decision made. So, the worst case scenario happens a lot to customer parcels are damaged, lost, and not delivered to the customer. To solve this issue, the JNT company needs to look at how the action taken will affect the rights of the people around them. JNT needs to look at individuals and their right to make decisions. To solve this issue, the JNT company needs to look at how the action taken will affect the rights of the people around them. JNT need to look at individuals and their right to make decisions. For example, why this can happen is because the rights of employees have been discriminated against by their employers. with an unreasonable salary deduction, it will certainly be troublesome for them. But if J&T employees are emotionally driven and doesn't think about the rights of customers who need to receive their parcels in good condition, it will certainly cause more anger that come from both employees and also the customers. So, to make this decision, all these things need to be scrutinized. In conclusion, making good ethical judgments necessitates a trained sensitivity to ethical concerns as well as the procedures used to investigate the ethical elements of a decision and analyze the factors that should influence the choice of action. It is critical to have a process for making ethical judgments. The more difficult the ethical decisions J&T faces, the more J&T will have to rely on communication and interaction with others about the quandary. Only by rigorous examination of the topic, helped by the many points of view and perspectives of others, can they make ethical decisions in such situations. Moving on to the ethical lesson. Based on this assignment, one of the ethical lessons that can be learned is that we should be professional in our work. Professionalism is a set of characteristics, knowledge, expertise, attitudes, and values in a profession. The nature of dedication to work and selflessness also shows the characteristics and professionalism. Professional ethics is a set of rules designed to improve an employee's discipline, quality, and productivity in the workplace. It emphasizes all aspects related to rules, civilization, the role of values, as well as the conduct of the profession. If everyone in the organization practice a professional attitude, surely the issue of strikes and demonstrations as done by the J&T employees would not have happened. They will not harm the customers' parcels if they are professional because the customers are not involved in this matter. Instead, they should have brought this matter to the management to discuss about it. This is because every problem has a solution to ensure all parties are not harmed, including the customers, which is the company's main source of revenue. Therefore, every member of society must understand and apply professionalism in whatever they do. Not only that, another ethical lesson that can be learned is that an organization should not practice discrimination. So, good relationships should be implemented in an organization so that it does not collapse easily in the event of any problems or unwanted things happen. For example, employees who feel that they are the subject of discrimination may become stressed because they need to follow company set rules and not give full attention while working, which could result in a possible negative or uncomfortable feelings toward co-workers or customers. Discrimination can cause the image of a person or company to be tarnished. For example, we can see the action taken by some J&T employees of the Perak branch who protested because they felt that they were being discriminated against by the management. This is because their workload increases, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, but the bonus they get is not commensurate with their workload. The management also changed the way and procedure of bonus calculation without their knowledge. This action not only affects the local market but also foreign market, as news of this issue has spread outside the community. Therefore, the issue of discrimination in the workplace must be avoided so this matter does not reoccur in the future. In conclusion, ethics is indeed one of the most important criteria of humanity. Furthermore, the world would be a horrible and a chaotic place if ethics does not exist. There is no single accepted definition of ethics, but in the face of the world's difficulties, ethics continues to serve as a guiding force in determining an individual's sense of right and wrong, and ethical decay is becoming increasingly frightening if not entrenched. This is because as globalization accelerates, everyone on the earth will soon be in contact with each other, posing issues for all civilizations. Based on this J&T issue, it can be said that employees need to be more patient and not easily bouncy in doing work. Despite being angry, employee must act professionally, such as discussing with the employer about the problem, and do not vent your anger to the customer's valuables. On the other hand, the employer needs to think long and hard for each decision they want to take. They should not be discriminatory and burden their workers, As a good employer, the interests and needs of employees are under the responsibility of the employer. It is clear that ethics play a very important role in our life. Each individual needs to evaluate which is good and which is the opposite in order to become more useful human being. Thank you.